Hi guys, it's Miss Kerwin. I'm going to go over a couple of our word problems that we have with volume that you will see this week, starting I think Tuesday and Wednesday. So the first one says, Max makes a prism that is 5 cubes long, 4 cubes wide, and 1 cube tall. He decides to make more layers. What would the volume of 2 layers be? So I'm thinking of a single layer prism, and I just want to label what they told us. It's 5 cubes long, it's 4 cubes wide, and it's 1 cube tall. I like to kind of visualize that for myself, but I'm not very good at drawing. In this case, I put a picture in, but if you even just draw a rectangle that kind of goes back a little bit, you can kind of figure it out yourself. So I'm visualizing this, and I'm like, wait, if there's 5 cubes long, and there's 4 cubes wide, and only 1 cube tall, what would my volume be for this one layer? And I know that my volume formula is always length times width times height. So then over here, I can just plug in my numbers. 5 times 4 times 1. And now I just need to solve it. I know that 5 times 4 is 20. And I'm going to bring down everything I haven't used yet, which is just that 1. And I know that 20 times 1 is 20. I'm not done yet though, because that was only 1 layer. They wanted us to find out how much 2 layers would be. Oh no, I'll get it back, don't worry, there we go. So if 1 layer is 20, that means that the second layer would also be 20. So a couple different options. You can add up 20 plus 20. You might even be able to do that in your head. Or you can do 2 groups of 20, which would be 2 times 20. That's supposed to be a plus sign. Jeez, guys. I'm not great at drawing on this thing. And your answer, either way, would end up being 40. So the trickiest thing about this is just making sure you pay attention to how many layers they want. You will see a problem exactly like this week, except I changed all the numbers. If it asked for 3 layers, you would have done 3 groups of 20. If it asked for 4 layers, you would have done 4 groups of 20. All right, let's do one more for today. This is another type of problem that you will see sometime this week. So you're going to get 2 kids, Jack and Parker, and they are finding the volume of this prism right here. Now Jack says that he can see on the end of the prism that each layer will have 8 cubes in it. Parker says, no, each layer has 14 cubes in it. Which of them is right? I'm going to think about this prism, and I'm going to think about it 2 different ways. The first way I'm going to look at it is cutting my layers like the floors of a house or the stories of a building. Like I'm cutting it horizontally. I'm making a slice straight across. And if I did that, let's see what a layer would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I sliced it this way, a layer would be 8. That's just what Jack said. He said that each prism would have a layer of 8 cubes. But I want to check the other way as well, because I want to make sure that Parker isn't also right, because sometimes that can happen. Sometimes it can kind of trick you. So now I want to think about slicing it like up and down, like a cake. So I'm going to think about 1 layer like this, like I'm cutting right through it. I'm slicing into it like it's a piece of cake. Now let's see how many of this would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's not what Parker or Jack said. So now I know if I slice it this way, I would get 6 on that front side. Guys, we have one more way that we can slice it. So I'm going to erase this. Let me erase that. And I'm going to show you one more way that we can slice it just to make sure. Now I'm going to slice it up and down, but I'm going to go this way so that this whole front would be a layer. If I count these, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if I did it that way, that would be 12 cubes in a front layer. And you can see that there's two layers here. There's a layer behind it and there's this layer in front. They have 12 each. So I'm like, guys, Parker totally got it wrong. None of our layers had 14 cubes. So what they actually want you to do here is they want you to answer in a complete sentence. So I'm going to type something. It asked which of them is right. And I'm going to say Jack is right. And I'm going to give a little bit more because I just want to support my answer. So I'm going to say because if you sliced the prism horizontally, that just means in straight lines across, the layers would each have 8 cubes. So there, I proved that my answer is correct. I did it in the picture and I did it with a complete sentence. Tomorrow I'll post some more different types of volume word problems for you. You will see one that looks very similar to this week, maybe even two, I think. But they'll be a little bit different. The numbers will be different and maybe how many people are right will be different. You'll have to see. All right.